Verse 10, now you're dressed in a new wardrobe. Every item of your new way of life is custom made by the Creator with His label on it. Did you know, first century church, that there is historical evidence that when you became a Christian and were baptized, that they would give you a new set of clothes that usually was white. So you came up, you're a new person, a new creature because of this new beginning, and you have new clothes that's white, which makes you distinctive. People can notice you in the community. Interesting. Develop a new lifestyle. Contrast the world's view lifestyle versus ours. I broke it down in a couple different categories. Number one, I think the world looks at self-indulgence. Christians should be driven by self-control. Self-indulgence, self-control. Verse 4 and 5. And your old life is dread, your new life is dead. Your new life, which is your real life, even though invisible to spectators, is with Christ and God. He is your life. When Christ, your real life, remember, shows up again on this earth, you'll show up too, the real you, the glorious you. And that means killing off everything connected with the way of death, sexual promiscuity, impurity, lust, doing whatever you feel like, whenever you feel like it, and grabbing whatever attracts your fancy. That's a life shaped by things and feelings instead of by God. It is that idea of self-indulgence versus self-control. I often think, even euphemistically, when you ask somebody if they're a Christian, often we'll say, are you a believer? There's nothing wrong with that. But maybe we should say, are you a follower? Because there is this uniqueness that we have of being able to say, I believe, but when you look at my life, you really don't see me any differently than anyone else, so am I really following? Years ago, had a lady come see me for counseling. I'm a horrible counselor, not a good idea. I just don't have patience. And she, very distraught, told me her story very quickly. She had a 13, 14-year-old daughter that, as is wont to happen from time to time, girls often progress physically quicker than boys, and so she has developed, and all the older boys are noticing her, and she's hanging around with older boys, and the mom says it's a train wreck, it's going to be a train wreck, I can't get her to listen to me, what do I do? I agreed with her. I mean, none of that was good, but the more she talked and more I listened and unpacked, the more I realized she has issues too. So as she shared very readily, she has 3 children from 3 different men, and she's living with a 4th man who she says she does not love. The reason she's there, it was a good living situation. And so what I tried to explain as lovingly as possible is that you have created the ability in your mind to compartmentalize things. This is what I believe. This is what I think I should believe. This is what I actually do. Your 13, 14-year-old daughter can't do that. She sees, and then you say what she should do, and she sees conflict and can't figure out how to put those in boxes. Now, fast forward about a year and a half later, I was in this outdoor eating area by a bunch of shops and stuff. You know how they have those. And I'm sitting at a table, I'm eating lunch, and this lady comes up to me and just starts talking to me like she knows me. I don't recognize her. I don't have any stinking idea who she is. And she's just talking away to me. And have you ever done this where somebody's talking and you don't know who they are and act like they know who you are? And so all I'm doing, I'm not really listening to her. I'm just trying names on her and trying to find one that'll fit. And none of the names are working. And then after a few minutes, it hits me, oh, it's this lady. Been a year and a half. She sits down at my table. I don't invite her. She just sits down at my table, and she is just haggard. And so what's happened is the train wreck has happened. And her little girl 5 days earlier ran away. And for 5 days, she has not known where her daughter is. For 3 days, she hasn't slept. And she's walking around public areas like this shopping area, just hoping she runs into her. A new mindset has to lead to a new lifestyle, one of self-control versus self-indulgence. Second, I think the way that we break down our lifestyle is one of greed, according to the scripture, versus generosity. In verse 5, it says that verse 5 said it's idolatry, the idea of greed. What is greed? Greed's not an amount. Greed's not like, if you have this much, you're greedy. If you accumulated this much, you're greedy. That's not it. It's the purpose and the focus of how you view wealth, how much it drives you versus you using it. And the world seems to believe, and I think we fall in the same category, we fall into the belief system, that your value is determined by what you have. Position, income, accumulation of things, that's what gives you value. And God says, no, that does not give you value. There's nothing wrong with having that and using that, but what's dictated is your purpose. I was reading a story, a fascinating story. It was a business interview with Tom Monahan. Tom's an older fellow now. He's in his mid-80s. But he and his brother in 1959 founded Domino's Pizza. $3,000. Invested and opened up a little pizza place, and it grew into Domino's. When he started making money and became what you and I would say is very wealthy, he did things he wanted to do. He accumulated a collection of classic cars because he'd always wanted to do that. And then he got to do the pinnacle, which he was a baseball fan. He got to buy his home team, the Detroit Tigers. He bought a baseball team. And he said, and this interview was with him because he has just sold the team and he was divesting of a lot of his investments. And they were wondering why. This had nothing to do with the story, but I thought it was fascinating. So Domino's guy sells the Detroit Tigers to who? Little Caesars guy. So now Little Caesars owns, I don't know, Pizza Hut's buying it next. I don't know how that works. But the interview with him, a friend had given him a book by C.S. Lewis called Mere Christianity. And he read the book and he thought, there could be a new direction for my life. There could be a new purpose how I could use what God has blessed me with. For the last 20 years, I'm not telling you go do this, I thought it was interesting. For the last 20 years, where's his money and his attention been? He started a private Catholic university in Florida and has built a university. I thought, well, that's interesting. See, there's nothing wrong with owning Domino's. There's nothing wrong with having a baseball team. It's what's the focus? What is your purpose to use those things? Greed versus generosity.